My narcissistic mother-in-law accused me of taking advantage of my husband because I came back pregnant from our honeymoon. She went ballistic when we banned her from our house. My mother-in-law and I have always had a bad relationship because she's in love with her son. She always makes sure to sit in between me and my husband and cuddles up to him, gags whenever he calls me his princess or baby girl, and tried to book a flight with us on our honeymoon. Thankfully, my husband threatened to cut contact with her if she did that. It was a good thing she didn't go because we had too much fun on our honeymoon. It was shortly after we got back home that I found out I was pregnant. Even though we had just gotten married, we had been together for years and knew we wanted kids. So when we got the ultrasound, we held a party with our families and close friends to tell them the good news. Though halfway through, my mother-in-law asked me why I wasn't drinking since she had apparently seen me drink more than my husband, and said I was definitely a girl who spent more time at parties than I did in class. I didn't let her comment ruin my mood, and took that opportunity to announce that we were having a baby. My husband and I showed the ultrasound to everyone and we were instantly met with congratulations and hugs from everyone. But the entire time my mother-in-law just stayed quiet on the couch gripping her champagne glass. My husband then told me he wanted to show the ultrasound to his mom. I was reluctant, but I decided to put our differences aside for now. But the second we were in front of her, she slapped the picture out of my hands and said she didn't want to see how her son was taken advantage of by me. I was shocked. My husband rushed me out of there and said he was going to talk to her later. I tried my best to stay far away from her for the rest of the party, but she somehow managed to corner me the second my husband left my side. She immediately yelled that I was being inappropriate with her son and that she shouldn't have to watch me parade our pregnancy around because it was gross. Luckily, my husband heard her and immediately started defending me. He said that he was happy with me and that he was glad I was the one he was starting a family with, and she should be happy she's getting a grandbaby instead of being bitter. She kept interrupting him to say that's not what happened and even tried to victimize herself, but he told her to shut up and let him finish. I had to hold in my laugh when he said that, and even more so when she tried to backtrack and apologize. We didn't talk to her after that party and I was left to deal with my pregnancy in peace with my husband. However, just days before I was meant to give birth to my baby, my husband said his mom kept asking to be in the delivery room. He said that she promised to change her behavior towards me and be a better mother-in-law. I regret giving her a second chance because when it was time for me to give birth to my baby, she saw me accidentally poop the bed and claimed that it looked just like me. The second my husband opened his mouth to defend me, she yelled that she was joking. I knew I shouldn't have given her the benefit of the doubt, and it didn't help that when I had my baby, I gained a lot of weight during pregnancy. I thought that I could lose it all after childbirth, but I was wrong. Months after giving birth to my son, my body was still swollen and 50 pounds heavier than before, and my self-esteem took a massive hit. My husband tried to get me to cheer up by inviting me on dates and initiating intimacy, but I was just so insecure that I refused to go out, or even let him touch my body. As a result, our intimate life devolved into nothingness. My hair also started thinning out, which made everything worse. My mother-in-law even noticed, and now that she was back in our lives, she didn't miss a chance to insult me. She claimed I must have hid babies 2 and 3 in there, said I was balding before my husband, and said she was considering submitting an audition tape for me for my 600-pound life. I started to shut down after that. I didn't shower or wash my hair and avoided the mirror. I even snuck to sleep on the couch in the middle of the night because I was afraid my husband would think I stunk. Thankfully, he was the absolute angel on earth and took control of the house. He helped with the baby, cooked, and would tell me he wanted no one else but me. Even so, we drifted apart and we seemed more like co-parents than a couple. One day, I was hanging out with my best friend in the most ridiculous oversized clothing to hide my overgrown body when she called me out. She noticed that I wasn't obsessing over my phone to text my husband, and I made a million fat jokes a minute. I told her everything that has happened since I got pregnant, and she told me that it was natural to feel lost after having a baby. She pulled out pictures from when she gave birth to her son, and she looked about 6'3" wide, which was completely different from the thin girl I know today. She told me that she felt at her lowest when she gave birth, but she used the Obby Burn Elite bundle to help her lose her stubborn baby fat and it came right off. She basically ordered me to get off my butt and stop panicking. I went home that day and planned to lose all this baby weight while my in-laws were on vacation, in order to make them eat their words. When I started using the Obby Burn Elite bundle, I noticed my saggy stomach went away first. I lost 3 pounds in the first week and another the week after. In the morning I increased my metabolism and boosted my energy. I could clean up the house while taking care of my son, and still have energy to cook a delicious meal for my husband. In the afternoon, the pills suppressed my appetite and made it feel like I was fasting. I didn't have the urge to eat whatever I saw like usual. I was also burning fat overnight and getting better sleep. My eye bags even slowly started to disappear after a while. When 3 months passed, I came out 30 pounds lighter. Even though I started off to prove a point to my mother-in-law, I was happy I started using the Obby Burn Elite bundle because I was prettier and felt free. Since all the Obby products in the Burn Elite bundle had collagen, my hair even started looking silky, and I was getting acrylic nails done because my nails were finally long enough. I even got rid of the baggy clothes that made me look like a wannabe SoundCloud rapper. My husband started noticing the difference, and would now hug me from behind, and whisper how much he missed me and needed me. He showed it when we laid in bed, and instead of jumping my newly snatched body, he played with my hair and told me how much he loved me. When my mother-in-law came home, she started threatening to sue me because she thought I stole her Ozempic. My husband just laughed and kicked her out, but he told me he wanted to know my secret, and as soon as I saw his little grin while staring at me, I had to tell him I was using an Obby Burn Elite bundle, and he started using it as well. He became more fit, and suddenly he was carrying me bridal style everywhere, and lasted longer in bed too. By the time my son was 2 years old, I had mustered the courage to ban my mother-in-law from our house. There was never going to be an excuse to bring me down again, especially with this new change. I was even thinking of buying my mother-in-law the Avi Burn Elite bundle too, because I'm tired of my steps breaking when she comes over to my house.